welcome to my finest Christmas design of 2024. Yes, Abbie is back. If you remember these nails, they were incredibly popular on TikTok. They just went bonkers. But they've grown out. Now the index finger has been damaged at work, so we've got some lifting to deal with. But they've grown out and it's time. She wanted Christmas nails for Christmas, you know, fresh set for Christmas week. So we're going to go in with the 4x coarse bit from Glitter Planet. This is an acrylic set with a gel polish design on top. So we'll remove the gel polish initially with the coarse bit and then also just debulk the acrylic, because the apex has moved forward and the nail's off balance. So I'll thin it out and then we can infill and rebuild that up to perfection. We're going for a challenge today. I've never done little candy canes, but that's what we're doing. And I figured out a really easy way to do them. So it might be a little late for everyone wanting to do Christmas nails, but I thought I'm going to upload it anyway because it's such a beautiful set. And I only did them on, hang on, what day is it today? Friday. So I did them on Friday. It's Saturday today. Hopefully I'll get this video up and out tonight. I'm doing my mum's nails on Sunday. Not really anything fancy, just one colour. They are very, very damaged because of her picking. She struggles as well with anxiety, and my mother is also registered blind, so she can't have long extensions because she simply can't feel what she's doing. However, I just said to her, look, please let me give you just some pretty nails. You know, if it's a nice bright Christmas red or something like that, she'll be able to know there's colour on there and kind of see it, not the way we do. I think she'll say, oh, I can see that, but it's not what we see. But her brain has this miraculous way of like filling in the gaps. So I would love to do that for her. If you want me to film it, let me know, because I will, but it will be literally fixing some severely damaged nails, not anything long, not anything blingy, but it is useful. She has the kind of nails that you wouldn't go to a normal salon. They wouldn't take it because there's just too much picking and damage. They would probably be like, no thanks, I'm fully booked. Right, speaking of damage, on this index finger it got caught, so there is an area of lifting. I know where the lifting is, so as you can see I'm using this bit to thin out the acrylic. Once it gets to a level of thinnage that I feel is okay, I will switch to a mandrel bit, which is about now, or maybe in a minute. So I know it's going to lift, but I don't want to file it too thin with this particular bit because this is 4x coarse bit. The idea is to get in front of the lifting so that you can remove that section. Once you're in front of it, you're not going to cause any more lifting by pulling it off. But because it's already come away technically. So I'm onto the mandrel bit. It's just a 180 grit sanding band on here. And again, I'm filing in front of the lifting, very gently, bit at a time. And then I might go over the lifted area, and sometimes just that motion can make it pop off, or do that. Look, and see there's no damage because that bit's already come off. It's already come away. If that doesn't work, I'll use my little tool just to pop under there. Hi Toast, Merry Christmas to you too, darling, yes. Just to let you know, Christmas is, hang on, what day are we? It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 days away, and we still need to do our vegetable shop and all that sort of stuff. We're going to go first thing tomorrow. We were supposed to go first thing today, but I had a really bad headache when I woke up and my back was all twisted, so that didn't happen. So 180 grit band, as you can see, the damage has popped away. I'm keeping that end bit. Why not? I can rebuild it. I'm using my Canvalite files. So my Melodysusie e-file, the mandrel bit with the 180 grit files, these nail files, I get them all from Amazon because they're a really good price and they're durable. I've been using the same ones for years. like years. I don't change them. Once I get comfortable with a file, it's really weird. I don't want to try a different one. I have tried to switch, but I've always come back. Always. Just for price and durability. So now, because Abbie really hates the e-file, she doesn't like the vibration of it. It's just not nice for her. It's a sensory thing. So I did say to her, all right, I'll do this bit by hand. It hurts me, so I try my best to use the e-file whenever I can now. I used to hand file everything. Didn't want to touch an e-file at all. But because of the sort of issues with the bones in my hands, or the joints in my hands, I'd sort of had to revert to an e-file more and more to give myself a bit more of a chance not to sort of damage myself halfway through a set of nails. So, but I have opted to switch over now. This acrylic is from Nailmate, so it's pretty soft to file. And I'm just going to sort of fine tune the shape, take a bit off the length, bring in the regrowth area a little bit, and any gel polish that's left hanging around. So like where the nail's grown forward, I'm going to remove it because it widens with this particular shape. So I'm going to snatch that in a little bit, take a bit of the length off so she can manage, because she's working all over Christmas in retail, which is a nightmare, as we know. But she has some funny stories, So yeah, I'm just refining the shape, and then I'll remove that little bit of gel polish in the cuticle area, and just tidy it up, really. That's the general purpose of this stage, because if you can then apply fresh product to a tidy nail, your end result's going to be a lot easier. The prep is the longest part for me, and then potentially final design depending on what it is. But generally prep is what I spend the longest on. Like I can spend an hour on prep, especially if I'm doing an infill, taking off that previous design, making sure everything's nice, making sure any lifting's removed, making sure it's a smooth surface to work on. Then you've got to do all your cuticle work. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. And if you get that shape nice now, then you've got less filing at the end. There's just no need for loads and loads of filing. So as you can see, I can just see little tiny bits of lifting, like teeny tiny bits. So I'm getting them off. Get that done. Obviously I did that on all 10 fingers. And then as if by magic, we fast forwarded. Now I'm going to push the cuticles back and reveal the fresh landscaped that we have to work on. Just a gentle nudge back with the cuticles. They're not too bad. We know what makes Abbie's hands peel now, and it's certain types of hand soap. So obviously handling money and stock and stuff at work, she washes her hands quite a lot, and certain soaps literally make her fingers peel. And then the other day she washed her hands and then touched her face, and her face got sore as well in that particular area, just a small tiny patch. So she's obviously sensitive to something in some hand soaps. Might be a perfume, or I don't know. I get sensitive to hand soap. My hands get really dry, so I'll wash my hands, and then like within 10 minutes of them drying, I feel like they've they're going to crack open. It's a horrible feeling, and it takes loads of moisturiser. I don't know, maybe I need a different kind of hand soap, guys. So all cuticles are pushed back. Push, push, push. Then I'm going to get my Melodysusie e-file with this nice exfoliator bit, which is part of a set that I got from Amazon. This has been my favourite. I used to go through like 2 or 3 bits to do cuticle prep, which takes 2 or 3 times as long. Now I just use this one. And then if necessary, I nip. But I didn't do any nipping this week. I just left them. They're not too bad. So I go from the centre to the left in forward motion, and then centre to the right in reverse, and that ensures that I'm using equal pressure throughout the whole nail. Because otherwise I see people go in one direction and they'll just go left to right the whole way around, but you're actually doing more on one side than you are the other without realising. So this is the way I do it. And then I'm taking the 180 grit sanding band and I'm putting it on like 12, like really, really low. And I'm just tickling over the regrowth and then tickling over the nail if there's any bits I still want to smooth out. There were a couple of little bits here I saw and I was just like, oh, that looks a bit like the start of lifting, so we'll just get rid of that. And yeah, then we're all prepped and ready to go. After that, everything needs to be dehydrated with isopropyl alcohol on a lint-free wipe, or you can use a prep scrub, whatever you prefer to use. I just use plain old IPA. And I'm amazed there's just this end of nail hanging on. So funny. And then once it's all been dehydrated, all the oils removed, then we can prime and get ready for acrylic application. Whoop, woody, whoop, whoop, doop, doop. By the way, I'm not liking the extends tips I used on my hand. I've already had to fix 2. Don't like it. They're not as strong as, hard gel or acrylic. Just not as strong. Don't rate it. It was a quick fix for me, but I'm not happy about it. So here I am, isopropyl alcohol, lint-free wipe, which I also get all that from my Amazon list thing. And dehydrate the life out of this. If you don't dehydrate and remove all the dust, your product won't stick. So you'll get lifting really bad, like within a day. Then we're priming, primey. And then we're going in with Goddess from Nailmate. Look at the shimmer in that acrylic. This is a core powder. Doesn't need capping. It's a nude with a sort of gold shimmer running through it, which works really well as a backdrop for this kind of set. Would also work really well as bridal nails. Abbie is acrylic through and through. She does not like the look of hard gel. She just doesn't like it. So it's quite nice to still do some acrylic. So as you can see, all I'm doing here is really adding the main product to the regrowth area. I place it obviously in front of the cuticle or behind the cuticle, whichever. And then I use the very tip of my brush to sort of tap that product up and out to the sides and then feather it down. And it's just important to try to avoid flooding the cuticle area or the sidewalls, because all that will happen is those oils that are on our skin will kind of soak into the product and that will cause lifting. You can get it really, really close just by angling your brush behind that bead when it gets near the cuticle and making sure that finger's tilted down, so it's going to want to flow down the nail, not back towards the cuticle. You see? And then you can just guide it into place. And feather it down. Don't need much product at the tip because that's already been done. I'm just going to tidy up these little bits because I feel like it's just a bit off balance. And I know it will make my final filing job easy. Now you know what I'm drinking? Yorkshire tea. Always Yorkshire tea, but I've got a mug, like a massive, I have a double-sized cup today, and I'm on my second. I'm a bit croaky as well, I do apologise. Me and my husband went shopping at the beginning of the week, and there was a lady stood right behind us. Literally, she could have tickled our bums, and she was coughing, and coughing, and coughing. She sounded dog rough, and when we walked out, my husband said to me, "Oh great, Merry Christmas, that's us ill." And I went, "Don't be silly." And now we both feel ill. So, Merry Christmas to her. 'Tis the season for giving. I'd very much like to give her something in return. Yes, maybe a poke in the eye. Thank you, lovely lady. Thank you so much. Anyway, as you can see, this index finger's good as new, right? Just need to build it up a little bit. I know where it's thinned, so I'm just refilling that area. Lovely jubbly. And a bit there. Does anyone like boxing? It's the Tyson Fury and Olivander Usyk fight tonight, isn't it? Looking forward to that. By the time you watch this, it will be over. And I will either be... Well, I don't really care who wins. Although, Tyson Fury is pretty cool. But as long as it's a good fight, it's, the best man will win. Look at that. Smooshing it out to the sides. Keep in control though, so it doesn't kind of go too crazy. Don't want it too crazy. Can you see that shimmer in the acrylic? Oh, so nice. Have you done your Christmas nails yet? If so, what have you gone for? And are you going to do New Year nails? Or are you just going to keep your Christmas ones on? Because I don't know what to do. Don't know whether to do a new set or not. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to colour my hair for Christmas. I was trying to get it cut last minute, but I couldn't get in anywhere. Right. We're just going to file by hand because there's not much to do. I could have used the e-file, but Abbie probably would have kicked me in the shins. So I'm just going to hand file it. Always the free edge first. And if it's a squarer shape or a coffin shape, I do sidewall free edge. But it's like one swooping free edge with this, isn't it? This shape. Then I do the cuticle. Then I do the body of the nail. And then I will go over and buff it and smooth it and check it and all that. Because depending on the light, it can be very deceiving. You can think you've got a smooth nail, and then when you look at it from a different angle, it literally looks like a witch's nose. Or Santa's sack. Oh dear, cheeky. So yeah, the finish filing, look, it's quite easy because the shape's already there. I'm just making sure there's no product hanging off, changing the shape, making it too fat. And then it's just tidying the cuticle area, and that's kind of where I concentrate on, getting that cuticle area nice and smooth and making sure the product flows through the nail with no huge bumps. But if you've prepped your nail nicely, then it just makes this so much easier, and your product ratio is good, your acrylic application is good, then it makes it so much easier. I do see people kind of putting too much acrylic on and it's all lumpy and bumpy. Just go slow with smaller beads and it'll be so much easier. So I'm going in again and just refining. And this is only the first file. That's what I would say. So I do this stage. I don't show all of it because you'd be here for ages. This video was like an hour and a half long. I do this and then I buff it and then I look at it and then I potentially file it and buff it again. I don't always buff it, but it's like a recent thing. I've started getting into buffing as well. And I did remember to apply Velvet Matte top coat before doing any design work, which made life so much easier. There we are. Right, so I'm using the red gel paint. We wanted a Christmas red, and this is bang on. And also the white gel paint. And there is a gel polish we decided to pull out as well. Look at that. You can't get any more Christmassy. This red gel paint, I'm just in love with it. Apply a thin layer of Velvet Matte top coat and cure for 1 minute. Yeah, I have the whole set of the Madame Glam gel paints in all the colours, but I've never used the red before because I just haven't needed to. I always reach for a gel polish, but actually if you want a proper red nail, oh my God, you can't go wrong. And the thing is, you can mix the colours, so you could darken it up or lighten it up. Yeah, there's so much you can do with these gel paints. Okay, so we've got the Velvet Matte top coat. That gives us the perfect base to do anything on. It just smooths out the nail and gives you a seamless surface to work on. I think this step is like, I've tried skipping it and it's just a nightmare. Sometimes I just forget to do it and then I really suffer for it. So in with the red paint, and I'm just going to use my gel application brush. Nice and thin. You do not need, you'll see here, you don't need a lot. It is so pigmented. I only did 1 coat and I try to keep it thin. I need enough to smoosh it up around the cuticle area, but I am not working thick. It is so incredibly pigmented. Look at that. What a beautiful red. But Abbie wanted sparkly, and she was like, I didn't have this particular colour with a sparkle. So we made one. We just mixed two things together, but not applying them at the same time. So we've done a layer of red gel paint, again on here as well. Look at it. Oh, that's really satisfying to watch. Because it goes like a cream. It's just so easy to apply. Someone's got a dog shut in a garden somewhere. It's like quite far away, but I can keep hearing it. And it's making me cross. Not because I don't like the dog barking, because I don't like the fact it's shut out. Like, let it in, it's freezing out there. Oh, it's Teddy's birthday on Christmas Eve. Oh, the puppy. He'll officially be a year old. Right, this goes in the lamp. It needs a 1 minute cure. Then we'll do a French on the index finger using the same red gel paint. Again, just glides on, especially as it's over the velvet matte top coat. I'll just map out a French. I like a deep smile line. I don't like a round one. It's just personal preference, but I don't like it. I know it's easier if you do a round one because it gives you more surface area for design, but I don't know. Don't like them. It's just not a bit of me. And I could have changed here to a gel brush and kind of covered a bit more square footage or square millimeterage, but I didn't. I just went with it and made my life hard. Just made my life hard, guys. Just did that knowingly. What can you do? Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, once I'm happy with that, which took a while, we're going to apply Joy, which is a multicolour, like it's red, but it's also got holographic, multicolour and reflective, like everything. It's got everything. It's like if you pulled a Christmas cracker and it had everything in it. The ultimate Christmas glitter bomb is this gel polish, and it does bring joy. And look how beautifully it goes with that red. Oh, it just... so pretty. And then we applied it to the French as well, because we want the glitter. We wanted some sparkle. And when you see the final result, oh my goodness, they're just so pretty. They're like almost like little twinkling Christmas lights. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Again with the pinky, add a bit of joy to this nail. Literally adding a bit of joy to this nail. Aha! Longest day of the year today, isn't it? It certainly is. It was still dark at 8 a.m. this morning. Ugh, don't like it. But that's it now. We start getting lighter, don't we? Gradually, second by second. So there is hope. Look at all, can you see all the colours? You will at the end, but yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. And then we've got another beautiful French. They're like twinkly, twinkly lights. So pretty. I hope she doesn't trash them at work before Christmas. Turn up Christmas Eve with knackered nails. She's got to work Christmas Eve, so... I will not be happy. Okay, now she wanted candy canes. I've never done little candy canes. But I thought, hang on a minute, a dotting tool would be a great shape because it's got that rounded edge. So I used the dotting tool and the red gel paint and basically made a walking stick. That's how I started. And then any bits that needed sort of tidying up, I just used a brush for. And I feel like I got it. Like, okay, I've got the shape here. So every time I did one that I liked, I would freeze cure it quickly in the lamp before I move on to the next one, just in case I make a mistake, which I did plenty of, and I haven't kept all of them in because you would be here all day. I'll explain why in a minute. And I don't know if anyone else's brain works the same as mine, but it's quite interesting. So that's going to have a quick freeze cure. And then I'm going to go on and do another one and do another one and then do the same on the other nails. But I've only shown you a couple just so you can get the gist of how I'm kind of doing this shape and what tool works best. And I believe it's a dotting tool. I wouldn't draw this shape with a brush because I would be rubbish at it. Some people might be great at it, but it's a little hack. Get a dotting tool, make a walking stick shape. You've got a candy cane, essentially. And you could do that in any colour. Doesn't have to be red and white. And then we'll just do a little one at the bottom as well, like half a candy cane. Oh, so cute. Very cute. Again, I'll tidy it up. There are little things that I could see that you probably can't see on here because you're further away. But, and this gel is a 1 minute cure, this gel paint. I always want to say art gel. Yeah, this gel paint's a 1 minute cure. So once that's cured, we've got this. Now we need to do the white stripes. Here is where it got interesting for me. Any candy cane that is this shaped, this direction. Oh yeah, I switched over to a brush I got from Dorota Policzka, which is the smallest detailer brush I've ever seen. And that's what I needed for this. And it would be perfect for painting teeny tiny things. Anything teeny tiny. So any candy cane in this direction, I found easy. However, any candy cane in the opposite direction, I don't know why it skipped then, I lost footage. I found nigh on impossible, and the first left-handed candy cane I did, I think it took me 6 attempts. My brain could not figure out the right way to do it. It was like, I just had a big brain fart when it came to doing it left-handed. It was really peculiar. Once I got the hang of it, because it's the first time I've ever done these, I was all right, but it was just very strange. The first one I did, oh, easy. And the second one was a left-handed one. And I was like, I can't fathom how to put the lines in. I actually was sat there just perplexed as to why I couldn't just switch it round. Just switch it round, sir. Just do it in the opposite direction. It didn't work. My brain was like, ugh, steam coming out my ears and everything. But as you can see, these lines aren't always perfect. But what you've got to remember is, majority of the time, these nails are viewed from quite far away. And unless you sit there and pick at every single one, a tiny imperfection is not going to make a difference. If you could see, if people knew how thin this brush was, how difficult it is to see just the end of the brush against the nail. I needed a freaking magnifying device. These are not long nails, therefore these are teeny tiny candy canes. I'm using one of the second smallest dotting tool to create the candy canes. That's the perspective as to how tiny they are. So it was not easy. That bloody, I'm telling you, every time I do a video, that same engine goes past the house. So annoying. But I think, ultimately, as a whole, as a design, they look really cute. Then we added some little white dots, Abbie's request, and I think they really set it off. Really look lovely. There we are. Now they're not perfect, and I'm not bothered because my client is happy with them and I'm happy with them. So you just have to look at the design as a whole. And yeah, onto the thumb. We are doing full nail of red gel paint. See, my gel brush, it's knackered, but I really like it and I don't want a new one. Because I don't like changing brushes. Once I've got one I really like, I'd like to stick with it. I just don't like changing. What a lovely red, eh? Oh. One coat, 1 minute cure. You got beautiful coverage there. And you could rub pigment straight into that because it dries with a non-tacky layer. So there's so much scope for things you could do with these gel paints. But because they dry non-tacky, it makes design work a lot easier, in my opinion. Also, I've used them on top of a matte nail before and just not top coated them if I want matte with a shiny contrast. So these are going to also have joy put on them, a sprinkle of joy at Christmas time. Oh, look at that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And once that's done, we'll cure for another minute. I've just realised it's like a little bit near the cuticle that I missed. I did not see that yesterday. When I was doing them, I did not realise. But I was feeling pretty groggy. So I'll give myself a bit of slack. Got to cut yourself slack, no one else will. Right, on to top coat. Madam Glam's no wipe top coat. Shiny, shiny. I'm really looking forward to these being top coated because obviously the acrylic is shimmery, so it just adds to the effect. And when I do the final swoop with the camera, you can see this like subtle glow in the background. Really beautiful. And we didn't realise as well until the end, but they actually match Abbie's phone case. She's got candy canes on her phone case. I'll see if I can attach the video to the end of this. It's in a different format. It's like in TikTok format, but I will see if I can attach it and zoom in a little bit so that it doesn't look quite as silly. Same on these French ones. You can see the glow of the shimmery acrylic and it just sets it off really nicely. Look at that. Pretty. Let's top coat the other hand quickly and then we shall go to the ball. Actually, she shall be going to work. But, you know. And I shall be going to Marks and Spencer's to pick up some Christmas presents this morning. Oh, wish me luck. Wish me luck. Look at that. Very pretty. Who's having a busy Christmas and who's having a quiet Christmas? Ours is a bit weird this year because Chloe's having her first Christmas away because she's got to work. So it's a bit of a weird one. I don't like it. Jordan's also pretty much working. He's working Boxing Day. I think Christmas Day is his only day off. And same with Abbie. So everybody's working apart from me and Mr. B, Oliver and Joe. And Oliver and Joe don't like a busy Christmas because they are autistic. They like to be left alone and still have the same routine as normal. So it's going to be very strange for us. I miss having little children and all that magic. I miss making magic reindeer food with the kids and leaving out mince pies for Santa and all that. Now it's just like, here's my list 3 months early. Let me know what you're getting so I can let everyone else know what you're not getting. And that's it, really. Yeah. It's not really, like, we're mainly meals and stuff over Christmas. So hopefully we'll spend time together like that. Anyway, here is the final set. Can you see the sparkle on that acrylic? It's just stunning. And that gel polish, look, like twinkly lights. I'll see if I can get you a couple of other shots. Give me a second. So here we are. Here's another couple of shots that we took for a TikTok platform, just to show the sparkle. You can see the sparkle on the thumb and also the other hand with all the sparkles, and then the end, which is the phone case, which matches the nails. Look at it. I just want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. Stay safe, have a lovely time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.